3, 2, 1, go for it.
Welcome back to another episode of Ignorance is Not Bliss. Today we're going to be talking about, I don't know, just kind of like, what do you want to do with your life, especially as you approach an older age, you know, as you get to your 30s, a lot of people kind of hit like a midlife crisis and it feels like this is their last chance to maybe change careers or move somewhere else. I don't know, once you kind of get close to that 30, I think it freaks people out a little bit, you know, kind of changes their mindset. But and my co-host over here has recently decided he wants to try and maybe become a Green Beret.
Hoorah,
I see
brother.
where this is going. You think it's a midlife crisis?
No, it's not a midlife crisis, but I wanted to talk about that topic kind of afterwards. And
I have a different opinion of it.
I also, I mean, it's like, for me too, it's like I'm starting this podcast, it's like I'm getting older. It's like it feels like as I'm getting to 30, it's like, you know, if anything's gonna change, this is the time to kind of like
Hit it.
try and change your trajectory.
I think people should consistently be changing.
That's true.
And
That's
growing.
true. That could be a mindset.
If you hit a place in life where you feel like you've stagnated, and you just have created yourself just a little comfort zone, where you get to just sit back and become a lazy piece of shit, it's time to switch some shit up.
It's time to grow.
And it's time to put yourself into an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
You
So
know,
it's less about a midlife crisis. Well, I kind of a little bit, because, okay, so I guess this whole topic is now I'm joining the Army, which, yes, like, Green Beret is the choice, because I feel like if I'm going to do something, I'm not going to do, like, the easy version of it. The whole point of
you
this
might as well try and go
The
for
whole point of this is to put myself through some struggle to see who the fuck am I, really?
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to shoot for like, all right, let's go in there, but let's shoot for the easiest path so that I can just have a cakewalk, because that's not the point. The point isn't because I don't have anything else going for me in life, and now I need to just find a place to hide. It's more like...
No, that's not what I was saying. I'm saying, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, yeah, the point is... I've gotten too comfortable.
You want to challenge
I've built
yourself.
myself a life where now I'm very comfortable.
I just want to say, for the record, and once again, I totally support you in this endeavor. I think it would be a cool experience for you. You know, be an adventure. Even if you don't become a Green Beret, I think it would be an adventure either way. And another thing that I thought was interesting is, like, you know, we're a little bit older. A lot of people join the military at like a young age, and I think you don't necessarily have to join the military at 18. I think you should give life a shot, and then, you know, you could always join up later. And
yeah,
you know, it's like you could experience civilian life. People either go right to college or right to the military. It's like you sometimes you got to go out in life and figure it out a little, you know, feel it out. And I always had like a backup plan. If everything failed in life, I would try and join the military. Like, that would just be like, because I always wanted to, you know, be in the military. I just never wanted to fight for any of our presidents or anything. But it's like, you know, if I'm really fucking up in life, I knew that joining the military would push me and give me discipline.
Backup plan, but like it's less of that. Okay, so
well,
I guess
I'm
like,
just saying for me personally. But yeah, you know, it's
for
like
certain people it is, right? But like in my situation, for example, it is not.
So to walk us through the process real quick. How did you even get this idea in your head? You said you met.
Okay, so when I was 17, I was highly motivated to be like a Navy SEAL. So I was doing that whole route.
Yeah, you told me about that. That was cool.
That shit ended up falling through.
Yeah.
And ended up doing construction, doing work, whatever. Found a new path, right? But it ended up not being like the greatest time. Kind of then it was more of the like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, so I'm just going to go find somewhere to be. And I grew up on like doing competitive sports, different stuff. Was never like I was always like within the top 3 most athletic or skilled of any team that I played on. So I was like, I believe in my abilities athletically or physically, and that shit will push you to new limits. So if you're somebody who wants to like really figure out how badass you can be, you got to put yourself through some of that stuff. But it ended up not working out, right? And so then I ended up like for a long time just doing other things, doing like totally different career path, right? But now I'm at a point right? Where like I have, I set like years and years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I set new goals, like
You did
start
it.
a business, buy a house, do
You did
this,
them
do
all,
that.
yeah.
I've completed all of them. I'm making more money than I ever have before. It's like success, but the fear now is like, fuck, this is boring as shit. I'm gonna wake up in 5 years and maybe I'll have a lot of money and maybe this and that, but I'm gonna be, my greatest fear has always been living a boring life.
Or like regretting not
Just
doing
being
it.
average, just like waking up one day and being like, I never actually tried to do anything hard. I just tried to find comfort,
Yeah.
like the whole idea of like the path of least resistance pisses me off because nobody reaches their full potential
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
they're not just putting you, like, you got to go through, like, diamonds are made under pressure. You have to have pressure. And so if everybody's going to try to create a life with the least amount of pressure as possible naturally, and so you got to kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm not willing to wake up and be like, all right, I did all right compared to like the average person, but I don't know really how great I could be.
Yeah, so that's a really good reason to join the military, which is why I support you. If you were just doing it to escape, I think I would be less supportive.
But
But
it's
But I mean, still, like it wouldn't maybe be a bad option to escape either. But I'd be like, are you really doing this because you want to join the military? But I believe you really like, you want to push yourself, and I think that's good. And you accomplished those goals, like you said. You bought a house, you started a business, and you've been doing it. And now you're like, you're still, I don't know if I still want to do this, So that, yeah.
well, part of it too, it is a little bit of an escape because like
Well, yeah. I mean, a little.
I don't know, my everyday life, like I look around and the society that we've built is just this like consumer bullshit lifestyle, and it just drives people to like drinking and drugs and doing dumb shit. Like maybe you're a person who's into like, either way, you're gonna spend like all your time working for somebody else so that you can hopefully have enough money to like buy a boat or go on hikes on the week. I don't know.
Dude, I personally, what I think would be sick is if you sold your house and then just went on one hell of a 3-month fucking adventure around the world first. I think that would be so sick.
Well, if you do get a bunch of
If I
money,
have enough,
yeah.
I could do well.
You could probably.
I could plan it out like that because I don't have like a ship date yet. I'm still going through the process, and so like, as of right, like I haven't even taken the oath yet. So, the plan as of right now was to be fully enlisted by June. Like I am talking to the recruiter already, and then that would be like ship out July or August. So, but I could maybe push it and go. But
So, well, hold on. Let's explain to everyone before we talk too much more about it. We can talk all about that after that. Like, but how did you? Let's just kind of like, how did this all start? You met the recruiter.
Okay,
he
so
talked you into it. What's going on?
When I wanted to do the Navy thing, I went through the whole process, and then they did some like check on my back, and they're like, "You have back problems, automatic disqualification," right?
Yeah, like asthma automatically disqualifies you,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Essentially.
lumbar lordosis, some shit. I mean, I played competitive sports my entire life, and I've maybe had a sore back every now and again, but it never was an issue. So that was like first time finding out about it. But that was like, all right, dream crushed. Can't do that. And I was like training hard, like swimming 3 or 4 times a week, running every
Are
day.
you a good swimmer?
I was terrible. I
But you
got
trained?
really good at it though. It sucked.
Yeah,
I hated
suck at
swimming, but
too,
I like
that's
got
'cause
a.
I'm tall as fuck and my feet always.
I
touch
got
the-
a membership to an indoor pool doing laps, and I would go after work in construction 4 days a week. I'd go there and swim, and I'd run 2 miles every other day, and then every other day I'd be running more, and it was a lot of stuff. But yeah, so then that fell through. Basically forgot about it for years. Ended up going to like a country music festival and randomly talked to an Army recruiter, told him the story. He's like, dude, we're the Army, we don't give a shit.
So that was just Navy.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? Okay,
yo,
so
wait,
if you guys aren't going to check, then I'm going to go for it because this back shit
He's
doesn't
like-
bother
he's
me.
like, over here, we take like humpbacks. We don't give a fuck your
No,
legs,
they'll take anybody.
It's like that scene from Family Guy where they're
which-
like, we got 2 dead guys
Okay, so-
guarding the ammo.
Granted, like, I could be being really stupid right now, and the Navy could be smart and like, hey, by the way, you're totally overestimating your abilities with this issue. You're going to have a terrible time.
True,
I kind of, that could be true. I'm just choosing to disagree with that and say that I think I can make it.
There
I'll
are tons
tough
of
it out.
people, tons of stories throughout history of people that were told by doctors, "You'll never walk again. You can't do this," and they pushed themselves, and that's what ended up doing.
So I don't
Like,
know.
you know,
The
yeah.
spark was relit though from that guy, but by then I had like a lot of cool shit going for me. Like I was doing pretty well. But then, and I had like a girl at the time and all this stuff. But I kind of told myself, I was like, if I ever break up with this chick, I'm just gonna leave. I'm
Just
going.
going to join the army now. You know. You
So
can
then
get
and then we
somewhere.
broke up, and I was thinking about it one day, and I was like, I'm bored. All right, I'm gonna go do this.
Dude, I was thinking about potentially like going into like what it takes to become a Green Beret and stuff like that, and talking about that too. But are you against at all going to like just having a hell of an adventure before?
No,
I would
not at all.
love. I would seriously
Not
love
at
to see you
all.
do it, dude.
I mean, if we can make it work, I'll do it, and I'll take a camera, and I'll record it because
think-
I do love traveling already. I've already gone. I would end up going and just doing some hikes though. Would be my adventure, like going and doing some massive hike through like
Yeah, they got like
the
that
mountains
big
of Italy,
trails in
or
Europe.
there's the Dolomites in Europe is on my list. I already did the Tour de Mont Blanc, the TMB, or the Appalachian Trail is kind of on my list as well. But that's kind of the shit that I enjoy doing in my free time anyways. So that's kind of the other reason I was like, okay, so what I do in my free time is go to the gym or go on hikes or like go camping. So if hopefully that is kind of what it's like there. They do a lot of marching and stuff. I don't really have it's kind of hard to really get an idea of exactly how it's going to be in there. And then also too, like you'll hear stories from certain people that it's like, oh, this sucks. But then I know those people, like the people that I hear from, and I'm like, if I was the instructor knowing you, I would scream at you a lot too. So I can't really I can't really judge your experience and be like, that's going to happen to me, because I see how retarded you are as well. And you needed that to get that out of you.
Yeah,
or whatever. And
absolutely.
so certain people, yeah, but that would be my adventure. What adventure are you thinking of?
For you?
Yeah. What did you
Dude,
have in mind?
Go to like multiple countries.
So I would have like a couple different ideas for you specifically.
Thailand?
I think Southeast Asia you would love.
I've heard good things about.
Dude, Southeast Asia you could.
Well, you just went to Vietnam, right?
I had a foreman that went to.
You were there for how long again?
We were there for 3 weeks, and we did a motorcycle trip through the northern countryside of Vietnam.
Dude, he was showing
That'd
me.
be
He was
sweet.
showing me GoPro videos. It was crazy. Like, it's like a normal city, and then get to one city, and it was all communist flags, and it like it was a weird dystopian, and you like go from normal to communist, and then like it was
But you could do like Thailand, you could do Vietnam, you could do the Philippines. You could probably do that in a couple months and just get a
Yeah.
fucking bike.
Yeah,
And,
they're all
Well,
by
and so,
each
but
other, aren't they?
that's kind of the other thing too. It's like once you
dude, you could probably
When-
do it pretty comfortably for like $6,000.
I could do that though. So check this out. So like once I'm in,
You train for 3 months and then go.
I go to basic, it's 22 weeks, and then I come back. So the route that I'm doing too is a little bit different, right? So I'm not just going into like active army, right? So I did a little bit of research, and I was like, all right, on the off chance that I am being really stupid, I kind of want to like not be
As dumb as
super
I could.
fucked
Yeah.
if I get in and I'm like, this is 100% not what I was expecting. I'm an idiot, right? So I'm going Army National Guard, but they have a crossover program, right? So
Yeah.
you can go into the Guard, and I can get through the basic and all the first stuff. And okay, so I'm at this plan now. I was thinking of doing, you can do 18X, which is like a special forces track specifically, but if you fail, you basically get whatever MOS that they need at the time. So, but if I go in the way that I'm going, it's 11 Bravo National Guard. You can do what's called a crossover, which is like you basically put in a letter in your packet stating your intention to do SF, and so the liaison will look at you a little bit closer. So your basic becomes kind of a tryout, right? So if you are somebody that like excels quickly and you're going to stand out and you have that in, they'll notice you, they'll pay a little bit of attention, and then you end up coming back, but then they'll give you a chance to try out, which there's some other, you have to have certain ranks too. So like you have to be like an E4 to try out. Me and my recruiter are doing some sneaky things to get me to the right rank by the time I get back from basic.
Well,
So there's some tricky stuff to it, but I'm going a little bit different route. So if I end up failing, I'm just going to be in the National Guard.
so what are the Green Berets? You were saying you got to learn a different language if you do get in.
Yeah, it's a lot of training. So the Green Berets have different groups. They're stationed. They each, I forget how. I don't know. I got to do a little bit more research. But maybe let's say they have they have like 12 groups, and each group is designated a specific part of the world that they are supposed to manage, right? And so you'll do like a test once you get in, and it kind of gives them an idea of like they're going to kind of determine maybe where best you would be suited, right? And it's probably with like if you're a Mexican person, you already speak Spanish, they're probably not going to have you go learn like Farsi. They're probably going to put you somewhere Spanish,
if you already speak,
right?
yeah.
So they make kind of the decisions that way, and then there's some testing too to determine where best you would be suited. But yeah, you get into it. From what I know, it's like 22 weeks basic, and then you might do airborne, and then if you get you have to come home, spend some, like I'll have to come back and spend some time with the unit probably here, and then go to do tryout, and if I make the tryout, then I can go do like the next phases. I don't know. And then once you get into the actual, once you like pass the assessment for special forces, then you go into the actual like training, which is a long time. So it might be like 2 years of training. And once you get to the special forces training, that's like a lot of different stuff. But you do have to, we'll have to learn another language, which is exciting for me because I only speak English as of right now. Like a little bit of Spanish and Italian, but barely any.
So while you guys have been talking, I've been looking up like basically what it takes to become a Green Beret and the percentages of pass rates and basically what leads up to becoming one. Are you guys interested in me talking about that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've asked a couple different questions. I'm going to try and weave through it all. So I looked at the character traits of Green Berets, and it makes sense. It's like mental toughness and resilience, cultural intelligence and adaptability, independence and self-reliance, leadership, strategic thinking, and so on and so forth. And then I was starting to ask, like, what does it take?
Do you think that describes me slightly?
Yeah,
Well,
you
as
forgot
far as I know you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm perfect for this position, okay? I think that describes me.
I think that's the
fucking
attitude
accurately.
you have to have if you're gonna get in at all, though. You got to think you're gonna win. And honestly, I mean, I would say that if I put you in a room with 5 other guys, I'd probably pick you to be the one that
I'd kill all of them.
kill all of them or whatever, win the swimming competition.
All right, so let me keep going. So I asked again, basically, like, do you need any sort of qualifications before you join this? And then they were talking about you already have to be enlisted in the U.S. Army before becoming a Green Beret.
Yeah.
And then you usually have to be a specialist or corporal, which is minimum.
It's like an E3 or up.
It's usually on average around 18 months if you work your ass off to get there.
Yeah.
So it's about 1.5 years if everything goes great. Most of them have a bachelor's degree. Most of them.
If you have a bachelor's degree, you're automatically going in at a higher rank.
True.
And you're probably somebody with discipline and a little bit more intelligence.
True.
Than somebody who's just like coming out straight out of high school.
So again, we'll go over it again. I mean, obviously, high school diploma, GED, college education. Most of them have a bachelor's.
It's
Most
not.
of
It's
them-
not required though.
Most of them already have a language known.
That one I might be fucked. I could learn a language though.
Most of them are.
It's a bit hard, but I believe you could. Yeah.
Most of them are already in their mid to late 20s by having all this stuff. And then those minimum ranks and stuff like that. They typically will have 2 to 3 years of active duty before even trying out. What else? It typically, most candidates have 4 to 5 years in the military already.
I might not be the number one
Well, the thing is,
recruit. for
And
it,
then,
but
wait, hold on.
that's typical though. And so based on so I'm gonna just make an argument to my point
No, sure. And you
is that I have never been. You cannot compare me to typical people.
okay.
no.
Just let me continue. So the maximum age is 36 to be able to join, and then
Damn, that's pretty high.
That one's weird
The-
because I got 34, but you could potentially get in later.
Well,
with
if you're
waivers.
already bad.
it's saying that some sources cite 34 to 35. The maximum age that you can even
You
be.
can do waivers though after 34, I think. So maybe 36 is like no more fucking waivers allowed even.
So the maximum age that you can even be in this particular thing is 39. What else? There's one other thing I thought was interesting. Okay, so there's tryout periods.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the first initial tryout period, which is around 60% of people fail it,
Yep.
which is typically off of land navigation, medical,
So the rucks are tough and the land nav is tough.
and then of that, the next course, around 50% of those people will be dropped. And then there's another thing that they have to go through, which only 40% of people pass that.
What's
And
that?
then,
What are these things?
so there's the SFAS.
That's the
initial.
assessment.
So 60% of people fail that. There's the Q course.
That's, yeah.
50% of people fail that. And then there's one more where only 30% of people make that.
Well, because you got to go through all that stuff and then you still have to be selected.
And then
Too. So even if you make it through everything, if you're not like a team player, like if they're not like a good fit in their eyes, you still might not even get selected.
yeah. So the average failure rate is between 60 and 70%, but that's just averaging between those 3 different assessments.
Yeah.
The overall is it's close to 100%.
Yeah.
That's brutal, dude.
Yeah, you got to be a 1%er. But the thing is, you get like, I hear those statistics and it sounds about right. But it sounds like that's
It's the same thing with the
that's
SEALs.
But that's
same
the
thing.
average course that most people take to join the
If
military.
you took 100 guys though, average people, right, from our society,
Yeah.
99% of them are probably going to be like obese and retarded.
Yeah, no, I mean, and so part of the
That's-
reason
you're
too,
getting a lot of those guys.
part of the reason too, it's like,
A lot of these guys
So-
have like all of these other things.
Some of those things that you're
They've done.
saying are a little bit more impressive than me. If they're already speaking languages and have bachelor, I'm not actually pumped about the bachelor degree. That doesn't really mean shit nowadays.
No, I agree.
You can be kind of an idiot and still go get a bachelor degree. I chose to go a different route because
if I was a
stubborn.
recruiter and I saw you have a bachelor degree, I might honestly look at it as detrimental at that point. But at
Well,
this point,
it shows a slight commit. I mean, depending, right?
Yeah.
Like certain people
So-
can make it through without really trying hard, but it does show a certain level of like
Well, look,
commitment.
I
only
just gotta
wanna-
say, those statistics. I mean,
I only
Yes,
want to
so-
bring up one more thing. So, you have a point where it's 99% of people are probably shit, even if they're joining. But
This is a
all
group of like elite already.
already incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you
So
gotta be the best of the best.
It's a long road. It's probably
gonna
going to be.
It's gonna be very difficult.
It's probably going
And
to be 4 or 5 years before you can touch being a Green Beret.
I'm not gonna fail though.
Well, the thing is, I was gonna say, like, that is probably how it's been.
It would be
consistently,
because it could.
But recently with Trump, for the first time ever, that military recruitment rates have gone up. But you got to think for
they've
the
gone
last
up, they've
like,
gone up a lot.
for the last like 8-10 years, they've been shit.
Oh,
So the military is kind of full of a bunch of old people, probably kind of like all of our trades.
So I was looking into
like,
that.
if you think about it, hold on, it's like, you know, we got a lot of old guys about to retire soon. So this is why they're probably fucking trying to get fucking David recruited even at 28. If they had a bunch of 20-year-olds that are badass, they fucking, I don't know.
They don't want 20-year-olds really for that,
it's like, all I'm saying is like, and I've always thought, it's like, I don't have a degree, but I know that if I went, like, they do one thing they do if they do in the military is like they do a standard IQ test. So based off of my IQ test, I would probably place higher than I'd literally be placed at like a high rank just for that. So it's, yeah.
For my recruiter's office, I talked to the guy the other day. He looked through the list, and over the last 4 years, there has been 6 people who have scored higher than me on the ASVAB. That's it.
What is the ASVAB? The test?
That's the
IQ?
That's the first test to get in. It's
just like
kind of like a general test.
Just general.
But like I got a 94 on that. There was 6 people over the last 4 years that got higher, and they were like 96s, 98.
So yeah,
and one guy got a 98.
They're gonna
so in terms of like
impressive.
intelligence, I'm there.
Yeah, they're gonna notice you're an
and
impressive
I think
individual.
once you get to that level, like obviously I might just be like totally unrealistic with my goals. I found that I have never been unrealistic with my abilities. I have been pretty unrealistic with my timeline.
I think
sometimes.
what might actually help you in this case is because you are one of the best like out of the box thinkers. You know, you can find solutions to weird problems, and I'm sure in these tests that's going to be a lot of like.
Well, I think with this,
you know, like you're going to be put in fuck situations, and you're going to have to figure out how to survive.
No, with this,
and
level, they want somebody who is not just like a young super. Like you have to be fit. You have to be a certain level of fit and stuff, but it is like a lot more mental and a lot more like discipline.
Which is why when people have been in the army, they join at 18, they get their bachelor's degree, they already know the other language, then they become a Green Beret when they're closer to your age.
It would be smart for me.
You know what I mean?
So I don't want to start.
That's what I'm saying with those statistics. It's like, so yeah, he might get there in a year and a half because they might want him.
Yeah, my timeline could be off, and the recruiter could be kind of like bullshitting me on the timeline a little bit because he knows that I want to do it fast. But I also know that I might be unrealistic on the timeline, and I'm prepared to figure out once I'm in there that I was kind of stupid on that.
Yeah,
so
but it's fine. That's
so
fine.
what I think is realistic, just based off of saying this, and what I'm saying is just to create more conversation about it. It's not discouraging or anything like that, but it seems like on average people have somewhere between 4 and 8 years of being in the military before they even try this. They typically have a degree. They typically know another language.
Think of this though, is like, let's say you go into, like, how many people go into it specifically already knowing they exactly want to do this? Like a lot of people, if you're a young guy and you go into the military because you don't have anything
probably
else
a small
going,
percentage.
you don't have anything else going for you, so you kind of get into it, and then you discover this along the way, and so like you're already into it 2 years, and then you see somebody's in it, and then you're like, oh, now I want to do it, and so that's what like the timeline.
Yeah.
But if you're like going into it like, fuck, I want to do this from the start, like there's a like the 18X program, right? Which it still takes a lot of time. Like if you do this shit, it's like can be like 2 or 3 years of just training before you even get to that point.
So
but the thing,
just to pat yourself on the back a little bit, I was looking up your ASVAB score, and it's looking at the IQ range. of somewhere between 125 and 130, which, congratulations, you're not dumb.
I guessed you were.
I did an IQ
130.
test.
I literally said
No,
that.
that's wrong though, because I did an IQ test and I'm a 165
Ah.
for sure. I remember because it said
You're more
smarter.
like 2,000.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like the intelligence of at least 3 people. Okay? That's what it said to me when I did
What
the
was
test.
Einstein actually though?
164. That's why I remember I'm a 165.
So if you're 164 or 165, you're honestly like autistic. Like people can't even interact with you.
At
that point.
165,
Yeah, man, it's nuts.
I'm not joking. You're probably pushing 1 in 10 million.
I know, man. It's crazy. It's nuts. I believe.
Oh yeah, well
I don't believe it sometimes either, but the proof's in the pudding.
You're gonna be running the Green Berets if that's the case. So we're good. They're gonna say
Dog.
you just take over, bro.
I was talking to somebody and I was
All right, what are we
saying,
at? What are we at on this episode right now?
Time wise,
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
I'm just curious.
we're 31 minutes in.
Cool. So I was also just like kind of wondering. So what happens? Like you were talking about going through the National Guard route, like kind of this is Army but National Guard.
It is Army National Guard.
Yeah, like
They're the same-ish.
same-ish.
And
yeah.
here's the yeah. So and then I found out too, the National Guard has their own Green Beret, their own Special Forces, which is kind of interesting because then you can be
It's another branch.
If I make it to Special Forces, I'm gonna want to do. You can do. It's like. It's the National Guard Special Forces. So you do more training, but it's still not like active duty. But I think if I make it to that point, he said you can like request to be deployed and do it. Like
if you're bored.
if I get to that level, I'm just gonna try and turn it into a career and not just like a National Guard thing.
Well, yeah.
Which I don't really know. I don't know. I'm kind of winging it, to be honest. I might have a lot of bad information. I don't really give a shit. It's gonna be exciting. If it all ends up fucking sucking, it's still going to be exciting and different, and it's going to make me tougher or make me crazy. I don't know, but it'll be interesting, and it'll be an experience. And that's the
Dude,
goal.
it'll be a fucking adventure, bro. I like I said, if I didn't have a wife and kids, I'd fucking send it with you right now.
I think you should go anyways.
Yeah, he wants me
So
to leave.
Trump's
He
talking
wants me to
about-
leave the wife and kids. Just send it.
Trump's talking about doing a draft. I think everybody should just join up anyways.
Every male.
All white males in America should join the military, okay? We'll start our own.
You're starting to sound a little like Germany back in the day.
We should just branch off and have the military be its own country, okay? Somehow. I don't know how that
Let's
works.
take over Canada with it and just make Canada our like headquarters. Like all of Canada is just a military.
And Greenland.
base.
All
Yes.
of the places that Trump wanted to take, we'll just send our military.
Hey, you cannot come here and buy a house or live here unless you're a military person. That'd be sick, kind of.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones lately, and I'm super into just conquering lands right now. That's kind of my theme, so
Yeah.
I think I'm down for that. I'm
Yeah,
with
you
it, Trump.
see, Cuba's next.
Good.
Cuba is like falling apart, bro. We don't even really have to do much.
I'm
but
pretty sure they've been falling apart for like my entire existence.
we take over Cuba, we take over Greenland, and then honestly, fucking Canada just needs to either shut the fuck up or we should take them over. I think if they talk shit like 3 more
I think
times,
if we could take like some votes as the citizens, all the people who want to conquer more nation, anybody who doesn't agree with it, shut the fuck up. But everybody who agrees with conquering more, we should do like a vote for like where do we want to take next. I think Italy would be cool. There's a lot of cool shit over there. They're kind of fucking up as a country, anyways. We could probably take them pretty easily. Maybe not.
Italy is kind of.
They got the Dolomites in there.
What
so
do
if
we
U.S.
want
owned
there, though?
the mountains.
You just want like.
I just want. I don't want to have to become a citizen of these other countries. I think we should just
take them all.
take them so I can go there and live there if I want to.
No, I'd take over Cuba and Greenland, and then that's cool. That's cool, I think. We're good with that for a little, and then eventually we'll take over Canada. I don't want any of the Canadian citizens, though, so where do we put them? Like, do we send them?
There are some cool Canadians, man.
Well, we can vet them.
There's some cool Canadians.
We could keep the cool ones, but like 80% of the country needs to go somewhere else.
Some of those guys are some tough
Canadians
fuckers, dude.
are
Some of those
so
guys just
fucking
love
annoying.
to drink beer, play hockey, ride snowmobiles, do dumb shit. They're just like rednecks, but they're just out in the snow.
Well, then why are they such pussies?
Not all of them are. We have pussies here too.
I
Think of
understand.
California. It's 90% pussy.
I understand, but they talk shit about America when they don't do shit up there.
True. Well, no,
That's
they
all
do.
I'm saying.
They make
Stop talking
good
shit about
syrup,
America.
and
We're
they
cool.
think of Super Troopers, man.
I don't know.
I don't know what that movie actually has to do with Canada, but
Canada's having a lot of problems with the woke. They're
I
really
think
having some issues.
we
up
are
there.
too, though,
I
so
mean,
we
we
can't
are
talk
too, but
much.
they're like a California up there. They're like a whole California. There's not that many people that live up there either because they're all on the border. It's kind of
So
weird.
maybe that should be part of my adventure before I leave. Is like go and really find out: do these places suck? Should we take them, or should we not?
Dude, all I'm saying is before you do this, because there really is no pressure to join at the moment, just go on your own adventure.
Well, what
first.
happens? We gotta,
No, I'm not doing that.
We gotta-
I've already gone on it.
we gotta sell.
I'm trying to make a dumb decision right now. Okay.
We gotta sell the house, right?
It's fucking
How's that
4
going?
plus years, dog.
No, I'm gonna join in for 12. I'm just gonna overcommit. I only have to sign up for 4, but I'm going for 8.
You guys got anything else on midlife crisis, army stuff, or you want to wrap this episode up and do another one?
I want to talk about a little bit more. Well, I don't know. I was gonna try and spin this into Ibogaine somehow.
Oh well, we're gonna do another little episode after this.
Because that's okay. So part of there's some concerns that I have, right? Maybe I am an idiot and totally overestimating my abilities, which I will find that out. And if I am overestimating my abilities and I actually am kind of stupid, then I deserve to go through this. Personally, I think so. Because then, I don't know. I know I'm
Dude,
special. I'm going to figure out what kind of special I am.
I support you all the way. I 100% think you would be a Green Beret in the next couple of years. I think you could fucking do it.
I think I will too.
Because you are better than most humans I've ever met, so I think you could do it. And don't take that in a gay way, because you are sorry. All right, we'll see you on the next episode of Ignorance is Not Bliss. But you got anything else?
Yeah, I was going to talk for like 45 more minutes about just other things.
Well, we're gonna, like I said, we're taking an intermission.
We're going to take an intermission because I almost...
All right, we're wrapping up. We'll see you in the next one.